Welcome to That Florida Feeling. I hope everybody's having a great 4th of July. I hope you're doing something fun. I hope you keep all 10 fingers and toes. It is.
10?
How many you got? Okay, well, most of us have 10. Hope you're doing something fun. Stay hydrated. Wear your sunscreen, all that fun stuff. Uh, you know, I feel for my pets tonight, but that's okay. It is what it is. We deal with it. Uh, I hope everybody's had a good week. Sorry about last week. Technical difficulties. We have gotten those remedied, as you can tell. Florida is still being Florida. I'm sure you've heard about all the fun we're having in the Everglades right now. I am glad that the people are coming together to sue. I really am. Although, only thing I'm going to say, because I don't talk about this, is how can you build something in 4 days, yet you can't get anything else built in any decent amount of time? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Like, how? How can you not get anything else built in a decent amount of time, yet it took you maybe a week to build something else? Like, really? This is what we're doing now. Okay, cool. Thanks. Sorry, side note's done. Hope you guys have enjoyed the last few episodes. So today we're going to talk about something that I see on a lot of, I see it on YouTube, I see it on TikTok, I see it on Facebook, like top places to go in the summer. And at the top of those lists, I always see Orlando for, like the theme parks. And I see Clearwater for the beaches. I see Miami for the nightclubs. And then I see St. Augustine. And I see St. Augustine for a lot of different reasons. And so today, you've already heard, I have Matthew with me. Say hello.
Hello.
There we go. We're going to talk about our recommendations for St. Augustine. As you know, if you've seen my videos on YouTube, TikTok, anything on Facebook, and on Instagram, we're there. And we're there a lot because we live there. And so we have a lot of recommendations for it. So today we're going to talk about the places we do and the places we don't recommend if you're going to head there for the rest of the summer or anytime, at all. And I've actually had some people reach out to me and ask for my recommendations. As far as what's kid friendly, what's not kid friendly, what they would do if you only have a couple days, where to stay, things like that. And so I figured that this episode would just be where to go if you're going to hang out in St. Augustine. Some of the places we prefer or don't prefer. And if you guys like this episode, we'll do one on other parts of Florida. So let's talk about where we like and don't like in St. Augustine. So if you were going to stay somewhere in St. Augustine, where would you stay? Anywhere?
More than a day? Probably the Carriageway Inn.
More than a day, you'd stay at the Carriageway Inn? Why do you like the Carriageway Inn?
The breakfast.
The breakfast.
And it's quiet.
It's quiet, okay.
Even with as many people, it's been there full, but you don't hear anybody.
Right. So let's talk about the Carriageway Inn. So the Carriageway Inn is a bed and breakfast. So breakfast is included in your stay. They also have complimentary sodas, wine, water.
That lady can cook.
Man, she can cook. They have cookies in the afternoon. But they have breakfast. Breakfast is amazing. The breakfast is made on site. This woman who makes it is so nice. She's been there every time we've stayed. Because sometimes you want to leave your place and go stay downtown to not have to deal with drivers. And you just want to hang out. And you just want to enjoy, a break. And these people are so nice. And I think there's only about 10 rooms maybe in this whole, it's like a bigger house.
Give or take, yeah.
And they have a really nice open veranda on the top and bottom porches that you can sit on.
It's on your TikTok.
Yeah, you can sit on my TikTok. I think there's a video on YouTube as well. They also have like a side house that you can stay in, that you can rent the whole house or 2 different rooms. Mm-hmm. They also own the Centennial, which is another house that kind of does the same thing. Complimentary breakfast, wine, sodas, cookies, things like that. The Carriageway has on-site parking. Centennial has on-site parking and at the parking garage, which is a little bit of a walk, but not far.
Not that far.
It's right off Cuna Street for the carriage. But it is 21 and up, so no kids. But that's something that draws us because we don't have kids. Um, so if I was looking for an adult only, or anniversary, birthday, even a honeymoon,
Mhm.
I would probably definitely recommend the carriageway because it's really close to downtown. It's in a quieter part of downtown.
Yeah.
It's on the backside, closer to Flagler.
The egg souffle with the salsa on the side and the raspberries.
Oh yeah, she makes an amazing like red pepper egg
Yep.
souffle, and we've had it at least twice now.
Yeah.
And then she made this amazing croissant French toast thing.
Sweet something, yes.
Oh my
Lord.
gosh, and with bacon.
I don't eat sweets for breakfast. You do today.
I would eat that.
It's great.
And they do try to do like they can't do gluten free, but they can do some dairy free. And they will just scramble you an egg if you don't really like what they have. But try new things. This is an adventure to try new things, I will say. So definitely recommend the carriageway. I would also recommend Casablanca.
Yeah.
Casablanca Inn on the Bay. It sits directly on Avenida Menendez, so the main street. It's the same place that the Teeny Martini Bar and Nero's Waterfront Cafe is.
You get a free breakfast and a free drink at night.
Right. You get a free breakfast and you get a free round of drinks for 2 people. It is not 21 and up. However, I think after 3 o'clock, the Teeny Martini Bar is.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, probably not super, super kid friendly, but kids can stay there. It is pet friendly.
No crotch goblins.
Well, okay, very funny. Very funny for your crotch goblins. But Casablanca also has parking included on site. And they have a couple different places. They have that main house, like where we stay sometimes. But they also have what's called like the Secret Garden, which is like a separate house.
It's sweet.
It's actually, I prefer that one. Because each of them has their own little private seating area and a balcony if you're on the top floor.
But I do think if you can get the main place,
the coach house, the back house,
like
part of the house.
we had the patio,
the balcony
was great.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was really so. Casablanca is another one we recommend. They have a breakfast. The breakfast comes from the Nero Waterfront Cafe, and it's got a bigger selection. Like you like the biscuits and gravy.
If you stay there, you get what's it, $15?
Yeah,
credit?
basically you get $15 per person for breakfast. You like the biscuits and gravy.
Yep.
I really like the omelet because you can kind of customize it.
But their eggs are good. Like their just the egg, bacon, and
what is it? Home frozen toast.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's called the standard, but it's really good.
But it also depends on who cooks it. That
is true. I do know that they do have gluten-free options. The omelet.
The water is delicious.
The water is delicious. The coffee is actually really good too. But no, when you go, you also get 2 free drinks at the Teeny Martini Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of pick your drink. I try a different cocktail each time.
What's their limit on cocktails? Is 15? Or just a
no,
cocktail?
It's just a cocktail. Okay. Yeah. Some of their cocktails are good. Some of them are very, very miss. Yeah. The last one I got was the pomegranate. That was a bit of a miss.
Mid.
But it's fun. It's a nice extra. Hey, you're staying here. Try the Teeny Martini. And of course, a lot of people that stay that have the first one end up having 2 or 3.
So yeah, they think that you get one there, you're going to just stay there and hang out there the rest of the night.
And they're not wrong. The first time we ever stayed there, we did that.
And you just look outside and there's
you're literally
the fort
sitting,
and the water and all this stuff.
Yep, you can see the Bridge of Lions. You can see the Matanzas. You can see the fort. It's great for people watching. Dear Lord, not even joking about that. So that's another fun one to stay at. I would also probably recommend the Best Western next to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, the Bayfront.
And if you have to be away, though, what was the one where we had the... It's like a cabin to ourselves, like behind the place?
Travelodge. Yeah, as random
like
as it was.
If it's still there, or
it is. Still it is. Yeah, Travelodge. It's up. It's up one. It's not. I mean,
you'll have to walk into town.
It's like a mile, guys.
Yeah.
It's like a mile from downtown, but they had private cabins you could rent that were behind.
And this was 10 years ago, so.
Yeah, I mean, no, they're still there. Still there. And then if you want to stay a little bit out of town, I also recommend is it Cozy Inn?
Yes.
It's a really charming.
There's one on each side of the street, though.
But it's like a 1950s motel.
You have animals.
You can take animals.
You have to pay, but you can get some animals.
Like $20 or $30.
Yep.
But because we had to take one of the cats one time.
Yep.
When we were living in Orlando, we went up to St. Augustine. Really nice, cozy inn. I recommend those people as well. They're really great.
This is a coffee shop.
Yeah, the Dose Coffee Shop's right next to it.
It's changed since then.
But I recommend those are probably the top 4 or 5 places that we've stayed in St. Augustine. Even still living here, we still like to have our getaways and just go and stay downtown. Those are definitely the ones that I recommend. Now, if you want a haunted experience, Casablanca is actually haunted. Yes, that's real.
And they actually have a haunted room. They're like, hey, this is the
they actually show it on their website.
Blah, blah, blah.
They talk about it. The St. Francis Inn is very haunted. We've not stayed there. It's expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very expensive. But it is actually haunted. They even say it on their website. It is very haunted. Mm-hmm. They talk about it. Ghost tours talk about it all the time. So you can check that one out. Another very haunted one in St. Augustine that people talk about is Casa de Sueños. It's actually also on the backside towards Flagler. It is, it used to be, it's been a lot of things, but it was a mortuary at one time. So the honeymoon suite is where they used to embalm people. But it's, St. Augustine, guys. If it's not haunted, either you're not trying hard enough.
You're doing it right.
Or you're just not trying hard enough.
Yep.
But those are probably the top recommendations in downtown St. Augustine. Now, if you're wanting to go like to St. Augustine Beach, there is, what's the name of it? Guy Harvey's is not good. I don't care what y'all hear. Guy Harvey's is not good.
Tourist trap.
Yeah, absolute tourist trap. Do not recommend that one. Overpriced. Not the greatest rooms. I'm not ever going to recommend that one. The Embassy Suites by Hilton is actually not bad. It's the first one you hit when you go into like actual St. Augustine Beach. It's right across from Salt Lake. It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty standard. And then there's also, I believe it's a Hampton Inn. Yeah, it's a Hampton Inn.
There's some stuff outside of downtown too.
That I would recommend. That one's pretty nice if you're actually wanting to go over to actual St. Augustine Beach. Because there's actually a lot of really cool things also on St. Augustine Beach.
It's almost like you either want to go to the beach or you want to do the...
Downtown,
yeah.
Yeah, there's not... It's two completely separate places.
Yep.
Now, if you're wanting to go to St. Augustine and you're wanting to do some fun things, what would you recommend?
Stay away from Publix.
Stay away from Publix. Yeah.
Like downtown or?
It can be either or. Let's do downtown first and then we'll do the beach side.
Oh, God, what was it? Where we used to live. Across the street, there's a little...
Fort Moose.
Kind of a...
Moose.
Yeah,
however you say it.
That
was actually really fun. And so, for those of you who don't know, Fort Moose is... it's in St. Augustine. It's a historic state park. They just actually finished redoing it. It was founded by the Spanish. And it was actually also established as the first free black settlement. Because
they do shows there now, apparently.
Yeah, it's actually a venue now. They just rebuilt up stuff on it. It's really cool, but it's really interesting to just go and walk around.
See, yeah.
There's a little museum. It's really interesting. It's a little bit north of the city.
But also the...
I do recommend it.
The boat tour was fun.
The boat tour off
it's nothing
Milano.
great. It's nothing extravagant, but it's like...
But you got to see dolphins. You got to go on the Matanzas.
You get to see
all
stuff.
The way down
you get
to
to see St. Augustine that you would not see.
Yep.
Any other way.
Because you got to see it from the water.
Yep.
And that was we let up.
It's like you see the fort from the water for once instead of just being.
Yeah.
At it.
We left out of Volano. Or yeah, was it? Yeah, it was Volano.
Before you go over to Volano,
Yeah. It's the harbor.
There's a steakhouse and
yeah.
whatever.
Actually, I think they closed that one down finally.
It's not surprising.
No, it wasn't. The boat tours are fun. Make sure you pick the right one. Some are covered, some are not. We went on the covered one, so it had shade, a bathroom, and they sold drinks and beer. That's all I'm gonna say.
That helps.
That was a really good one. The fort is fun. You can go inside. You pay money to go inside. You can also walk around the outside of it for free. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. If you want to see the inside of it, by all means, pay the money, go inside.
The fort?
Yeah, Castillo. Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you just want to see the fort, walking around the outside,
probably easier just to not pay for it.
Yeah, just
you see the same amount of stuff.
Yeah, you're just not going inside and looking at because of like the bunk beds and
if you just walk around it, you can watch the dolphins and
sea turtles,
manatees if they're there, sea turtles.
Yeah, we've seen everything in the museums. Yeah. I will say walking around the fort at night is iffy, not because of people, but because of the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. If I was in downtown St. Augustine to do stuff, I would honestly just walk down St. George and people watch.
Yep.
That is probably one of the funnest things to do.
Grab a drink, just sit.
Yeah, and there's tons of places to and there's some good shopping. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's touristy, so you're going to find all the t-shirts that say St. Augustine.
Pizza time.
We'll get there. Hold on. We're going to talk about places. But I actually like Leitner Museum. I think Leitner Museum was really fun.
Yeah.
It's got a major, massive, huge collection of everything.
Is that
literally everything?
Is it the one where the
swimming pool?
Used to be the pool, and that's a restaurant.
There's a restaurant. It was the first indoor swimming pool. Now it's a restaurant. They have a mummy. They have major collections, like old photographs of St. Augustine before.
So if you ever want to eat in the bottom of the swimming pool,
go to the Leitner.
Here's your chance.
Also, there is a really cool hidden gem in St. Augustine, and it is called Tone Vendor.
Very good.
Tone Vendor is an amazing record shop where you can find pretty much every genre of music and most records you've ever wanted to look for.
Yeah,
I've found Slipknot albums that I thought I would not find. I found them. We have found
t-shirts, CDs.
Yeah. We even found 8-tracks and cassette tapes. So it's an amazing music store, mainly focusing on vinyl, but I recommend it. Also, walk around Flagler College. Walk around the grounds. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool one. And if you are of the ghost persuasion, check out a haunted pup tour. Go to Ghost Augustine and ask for Q. You got to be 21 and up. They'll take you to some really cool little local places and tell you some ghost stories while you find the other kind of spirits.
They'll tell you some terrible jokes.
Absolutely. That's a sobriety check. Now, if I was going to be on the other side, going to the beach, I would probably check out the St. Augustine Alligator Farm. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a cool one. It usually gets really busy, so go early. But it's actually really cool. They've got, they're really good about conservation. They have, a really great, they really take care of their animals. Not like Gatorland in Orlando that I was just disgusted with. The Alligator Farm in St. Augustine really, really cares and takes care of their animals and has a really good passion for it. And I think that that's a really cool place to go if you want to learn about alligators, reptiles, things of that nature. St. Augustine also has a farmer's market where the amphitheater is on certain days. And they also have a farmer's market on certain days at the pier. I also recommend the pier because the pier is pretty cool. It's a great way to see the
one at the amphitheater was good.
Yeah. Yeah, the farmer's market at the pier is usually on Wednesdays. And the one at the amphitheater is on the weekends, I believe.
So you go like homemade salsas and
some really cool.
Weird, just
Yeah, like
esoteric stuff. Yeah.
but also they had some really cool crafts. Like they had beautiful. But the guy with the photography was real awesome.
Yep.
If I was on the beach side, I would also check out Anastasia State Park. I mean, that's a beautiful beach. St. Augustine Beach is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but Anastasia Park is just like untouched. And then if you're feeling really touristy or nostalgic like me, Fiesta Falls mini golf. It's just fun. There's something about going on vacation and playing mini golf. Definitely one of those things. So it's also on over by St. Augustine Beach. So I recommend doing that. And now that you've walked around town, you're probably hungry. So, where would you recommend eating in downtown St. Augustine?
Pizza Town.
Pizza Time. Why do you like Pizza Time?
It's delicious. Carmelo's.
Wait. You didn't tell the important part about Pizza Time.
That's delicious. That's the important part.
It's cash only.
Oh yeah, you got. Well, they have the.
They have the ATM,
there.
but it's cash only.
Carmelo's is good. Pizzale's is good.
I like
It's all pizza, but
yeah, yours is all pizza. I like Harry's.
Harry's is good.
I like Harry's.
Meehan's has got a decent burger, but
Meehan's is okay. I did not like their egg roll thingies.
No.
And their chicken tenders were left, but I like the Ben Soft pretzels. Like if you just want to walk around and you want to find like a fun little Ben Soft pretzels. It's on George Street.
The Cuban place too.
Oh yes, hold on. It's on
Hypolita.
It's Hypolita.
Across from the Duck Bar.
It's not the Columbia. Do not go to the Columbia.
It's near It's across from it's a catty corner from the Duck Bar.
It's the okay. So there's two Cuban restaurants next to each other across from the Columbia. It's the Cuban Cafe and Bakery.
Yep.
Not the Cuban Bakery. Do not get them mixed up. You will be sad. It is the Cuban Cafe and Bakery. Not just the Cuban Bakery.
Get the Cuban sandwich.
Right. It's amazing.
That's all you need. Yep.
I will also say that Barley Republic has a fantastic burger at midnight. I'm just saying.
If you're not in a hurry and you do not mind it being burnt.
Okay, your edges were crispy. Mine was fine. But Barley Republic has a good late night menu.
Just don't be in a hurry.
But chicken tenders, poutine, burgers, good drunk food.
Meehan's has some drunk food. I don't know because we don't usually mess with it. But like there's
a couple things.
In a pinch, it's good.
Yeah. There's what was that other place that we liked?
Not that damn burrito place.
No, not the burrito place. We'll talk about that in a second. No, it was Casamaya. There's a Mexican place on Hypolita.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. It is expensive. But I mean, St. Augustine's expensive.
But this is.
But it's good.
Extra expensive.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're getting
doubly.
You
expensive.
can get octopus tacos.
I don't want that.
Yeah, well, but I like Casamaya. But then there's also some fun little places, kind of like the French Pantry. It has some fun things, and there's the Grilled Cheesery. There's some really cool like coffee shops like Myth and Legend, which just has some really cool names to it. But then there's also places like the River and Fort, which has a great rooftop bar. There's great. The views are good in St. Augustine that make up for what other things lack. Like Bar with No Name. Maybe don't go to Bar with No Name. Or maybe go with the expectation that the drink's going to taste like crap, but the people watching is great. Stuff like that.
True.
Now, then you could go to places like Mojo Old City Barbecue, and it could be an entire disaster from beginning to end.
You can get some disgusting chicken.
And really nasty rum, even though you told them you didn't want dark rum.
It was not good.
Just saying. I would maybe avoid that one.
When your coleslaw is the best thing that's on the plate, that's pretty bad.
I still want to know how you mess up green beans. I seriously want to know how you mess up green beans. That's my thing. Like, how did you mess up green beans?
It happens.
Sorry. Also, Renly, Barefoot Bill's Island Grill,
Or
Hidden Gem. Really good one.
We're going with worst?
No, that was a good one. Sorry. Any other ones you would probably recommend avoiding over there?
Burger Buckets.
Burger Buckets doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
I know.
I don't think so.
No.
You prefer that's we've said
Really
the ones
just
that are doo-doo
Mojo and
that we eat.
no other ones you would avoid.
I'd avoid fucking Barley Republic at 12 in the morning, like, or midnight. Like, they're gonna take 45 minutes to give you a hamburger that's burnt.
Yours was burnt. Mine was fine.
But still, it was still like 45 minutes. Like there's no reason.
I would also avoid Bronx House Pizza.
Oh Jesus, yes.
Yeah, that was not. I mean, it might be for some people. I didn't care for it. Like
if it has the same thing that they have in Jacksonville, it's not good.
It's not good. I would say
just get a pub sub and just.
Ooh, now you're really going low.
Put in the fridge. Yeah, if it's that bad, just do that. Worst case, you find something out. Worst case, you have
a bag of potato chips.
Potato chips and a pub sub, like a grab and go. I don't know.
Any other places?
It beats a bag of Lay's and Reese's cups.
It does. Yes, it did. All right. So, what about on the island? Anywhere they need to eat on the island?
I don't mess with this on that. There's a coffee place.
Kookaburra was good. The Kookaburra on the island was amazing. I really, really liked it.
We didn't really eat over there, so I don't.
We went to Beachside Diner once. It was really good.
Yeah.
All right, you didn't.
Wasn't
like
that good?
You didn't like it. I liked it. I was okay with it. I thought it was really good.
It's no Metro Diner.
No. Yeah, if you can find Metro Diner, go to Metro Diner. Actually, there is a Metro Diner in St. Augustine. It's down one. Yeah, go there. Taco Libre. Go to Taco Libre.
Yep.
There's a Taco Libre on the island and on close to downtown.
Taco, burrito, rice and beans.
Carnitas. On corn tortillas. I'm just saying. Taco Libre will do you no wrong. Just, throwing that out there. So recommendations. We've talked about where to stay, what to do, and where to eat. Anything else you want to tell them about St. Augustine? I will say that St. Augustine has a lot of tourist traps. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it is a very touristy city. And parking can be very, very difficult sometimes. There is a parking garage, and it does have a lot of parking spots. But you've got to also remember, you're not the only one going. Go early. The parking by the fort is very small, just saying. And the parking garage fills up fast, guys. There's a lot. There's the Pirate and Treasure Museum. Yeah, it's fine. It's fun once. There's a Ripley's, believe it or not. Take it with a grain of salt. So, really research what you're going to do when you go. And, you really need to tailor it to your family. There is plenty of stuff for kids, but also remember it's Florida. It rains most days in summer. So have a backup plan if you're going to go to the beach and it rains. Also know that some places don't have swimming pools. A lot of places in downtown St. Augustine do not have swimming pools. These are old houses that have been converted into a hotel or a bed and breakfast. They're not going to have a swimming pool. So, you can't be upset when you got the place and your kids don't have a place to swim. Do your research, guys. Be aware of all these things. And yes, there are weeks that are better to visit than others. Night of Lights is not going to be a slow time to visit. I'm just saying.
December 1st on through the holiday. Like you're going to be
I would say middle of November through.
Like you're going to pay,
yeah,
and it's going to be.
It's going to be crowded, and they're going to start doing construction on the King Street Bridge.
Shutting it down.
They're going to shut it down basically very soon. So, plan accordingly, guys. Do your research. Check out the hotel you want to go to. Check out the area you want to stay at. If you want to go to downtown a lot, don't stay on St. Augustine Beach unless you plan on paying for a lot of parking or paying for Ubers. See where you really want to go.
If you want to be downtown, just
stay downtown.
Prepare to spend the money to stay downtown, so you just park your car
and you walk.
And you're done.
Yeah, and really do your research, because St. Augustine is a lot bigger than people think, and it does have there is a lot to do, but you've really got to do your research about where you want to stay and what you want to do.
If you just want to drink and hang out,
great.
Downtown.
If you want to do more stuff, go stay on the beach.
Yep.
And believe it or not, there's a lot to do outside of downtown in St. Augustine. There's a lot. Like there's a great
Culver's.
Not Culver's. Like Volano Beach is just north of St. Augustine. It's a beach.
It's fun.
You got to go over the bridge, and it's right there. It's another beach you can go to.
If you have the appropriate car, you can drive your car onto the beach and just
get on a 4x4. Yeah. If you're into like trails and wildlife, there's the Guana River Wildlife Management Area Trail. If you want to do nature and maybe don't get eaten by an alligator, that's an area that's just.
They have an outlet mall too.
There is an outlet mall.
If you're into shopping, like have an outlet mall.
Hey, there's even a Hustler Hollywood if you're that kind of person.
Texas Roadhouse,
right?
All that stuff around the same area.
But none of that is directly in downtown or right on St. Augustine Beach. So do your research before you just say, "Hey, I'm going to go to St. Augustine." Great. What do you plan on doing, and where are you going to go, and how are you going to get there?
Yep.
So just be aware that, one, it is a very small city, and traffic can get
but
very,
it's also
very bad.
A very big city considering small cities. Like it's big for a small city.
Right. It's just that
makes any sense.
A lot of the tourist stuff is very
confined
very
to one area.
Small. Yeah.
Like you said, if you can do anything, you can do a whole 3 or 4 days and not move your car.
Right.
If that's what you choose to do.
Yes.
But there's other things in that city, like she said, like besides drinking and
there's more.
Hanging out,
there's more than just drinking and eating. There's, so that's what I'm saying. Do your research, find out what your family likes, and plan accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully some of these recommendations have helped you, or given you some ideas about what you want to do if you want to visit St. Augustine this summer or sometime this year. It is definitely one of our favorite cities. We absolutely love it. I definitely recommend everybody checking it out. It's got some great history. It's got some great people. It's got some great businesses.
But does it have Florida Man?
Of course it has Florida Man. In fact, didn't we just see a few Florida men walking around just yesterday?
Several.
Plenty. Oh my gosh. And if you really want to have fun in St. Augustine, just start reading people's t-shirts. Dear Lord, just read people's t-shirts. You want to tell them a few that you saw?
The fellow this morning with the warning choking hazard pointing to his penis. That was one.
That was definitely one.
There was another one that I cannot recall.
There was like 4 or 5 last night.
I feel you have one.
Whatever Scarlet's. No, the one that I can the first one that I can think of is the guy from this morning. The guy with the shirt.
Yeah.
There was the okra. Legalize okra. That was great.
Okra. For a band.
It was a band, but it was hilarious.
I'm sure they're terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
legalize okra.
But it said legalize okra. But speaking of Florida Man, I actually have a Florida Man we can talk about real quick. So, Florida Man threatened McDonald's.
How dare he?
Right, because they forgot his chicken nuggets.
I get it.
Florida man is in jail after he called McDonald's on his own phone. Right? Why would you use your own phone? Especially if you're going to threaten somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Got to use your own phone. 3 times because he threatened to shoot this shit up. His words. All because they did not put his chicken nuggets in his bag.
Well, I'm telling you, those
Right?
chicken nuggets are good, though.
I mean, they are good. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I'm not going to shoot up at McDonald's. Dayton Wayne Schaefer. Boy, that's a southern name.
Mm-hmm.
Stands accused of using his phone to commit a felony and false report of a bomb or weapon of mass destruction. Here's the best part. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd
Oh, Lord.
was sure to fit as many McDonald's puns as he could in the video announcing this man's arrest. This guy acted like a McNut, Judge quipped.
Well, he's acting like a Big Mac.
Well, he could have said that one too. So this McNut didn't get his McNuggets from McDonald's, and on 3 different occasions he threatened to shoot the place up using all kinds of language we're not going to mention. So he used his McPhone to make a McThreat to McDonald's. I love Grady Judd. Dear Lord.
Don't mess with him.
Right? Employees called deputies around 1 a.m. on Wednesday to report the threat and told them what was going on. The McDonald's staff advised they were concerned about his threats after making them locked all the doors and called the sheriff's office.
Jesus.
The cops were able to find the man tracking down using his phone, but he was at his buddy's house where he was promptly arrested because they messed up his $5 meal deal.
I was hoping he was eating a Burger King meal when he got arrested.
Lord, no. And guess where he was?
Auburndale.
Close, Lakeland.
Oh, good old Lakeland.
Lakeland. Lord, it was Lakeland.
The Dreadnoughts.
I know. So, guys, if you go to St. Augustine, maybe don't drink so much and then threaten to shoot at the McDonald's. They actually have a really good McDonald's. That McDonald's never did us wrong. It was actually really good.
We got a taxi driver to drive you to McDonald's.
Actually, we one time got a taxi driver to take us back to our hotel, and
we need some McDonald's real quick. We'll buy what you want.
We actually got him to take us through the drive-thru of McDonald's, and then bought him some McDonald's with ours, and that was part of his. And then still paid him.
Welcome to St. Augustine.
Yeah, welcome to St. Augustine. Anything can happen, guys. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you're not the only one there. Pretty sure I figured out that dog last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't also be surprised if you walk into a room and you're the only one there, but you know you're not the only one there. That's just St. Augustine.
True.
We have plenty of those stories too. If you want to know more, find any of my episodes that start with talking to Q or Haunted St. Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of stories. Check out any of those on my older episodes. Yep.
Steven's on the subject of one of them. So
yeah.
Look at that one. That's a good one. Those are good too.
Find any of my St. Augustine episodes, guys, to hear anything about the haunted St. Augustine. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed learning about our recommendations. And again, the places we didn't like, maybe you would like, but we just don't want you to go there and have a bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason we tell you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed learning about this episode. If you do like episodes like this, we can do more on other places we've been. We've also lived in pretty much every corner of Florida.
Yep.
So we have plenty of this info. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Again, happy 4th. Keep all your fingers and toes, please, and eyeballs, and don't send your hair off. Don't shoot fireworks at other people. Drink plenty of water, not of the corn, wheat, or potato variety, but actual water. Wear your sunscreen.
High quality H2O.
Thank you, Water Boy. That was in Florida. Good tie-in. But guys, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. And as always, guys, that's your daily dose of sunshine.
This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.